Concern tonight about America's safety in space. The clock is ticking for when some countries may threaten our satellites, while others are joining with the U.S. for protection. Now, the response to all that comes from right here in the metro at USSTRATCOM. And some of the people making it happen are staying under the radar. On any given evening, you can find Scotty Van Sant catching his kid's soccer game. But the guy sitting on the back of the bleachers has a front row seat to America's next battlefield, and his neighbors have no idea.
When they ask me what I do, I say, well, I go to work at STRATCOM, and I don't want to bore you with the details. But in reality, it's a very exciting mission.
You could say that. You see, his job is to make space safe. Military experts say space is a global resource, and all nations should work together to protect it. Well, that's where Van Sant comes in.
I'm the one that writes the agreements and negotiates the agreements for those countries.
The agreements are to share all kinds of information about the tens of thousands of man-made objects in Earth's orbit. The U.S. leads the world in tracking those objects.
And it would be irresponsible of us if we didn't provide that data to the world so that they're safe and we're safe.
America's safety is part of Major General Nina Armano's job.
I am responsible for the war plans for our nation.
And right now, she says the nation's space domain is threatened.
By the year 2025, both Russia and China will be able to hold all of our space assets at risk in every orbital regime.
Knowing that, the Pentagon recently released its national security and national defense strategies,
which are probably for the first time I've ever seen completely linked and aligned, talking about how important the space domain is for our nation.
It took some convincing, because until this year, one of their biggest battles was the fight for funds. But with Washington passing a $700 billion defense budget and talk of trying to launch a new U.S. Space Command in next year's budget, implementing strategic space into STRATCOM's plans sends a message.
To show Russia and China that we see what they're doing, we're going to beef up our defenses.
Because if U.S. space assets are attacked, we could all feel the fallout. Think your smartphone, GPS, ATMs. Each relies on satellites. That's why Van Sant keeps closing deals like this one just signed with Denmark. Because if those satellites go down, those devices go down.
We're worried about the safety of our satellites, we're worried about the safety of those satellites, and we're worried about the safety of all of the other satellites. Because when two satellites meet, it's very, very bad.